Carter, Head of the Bay Society Incorporated. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon all. Yeah, I'm Geoff Carter. I'm president of the Head of the Bays group from the, we represent the Bays, Barry's Bay, Devotional Bay and Robinson's Bay, just a community group. And also today we have our secretary, Elizabeth Bain. Yeah, well, we put in the submission about the restoration of the Devotional Wharf. The wharf has been closed for many, many years and it's due to some unsafe parts there, mainly being the piles, the steps and the bracing beams. A wee bit of history about the wharf. It was built on that site in 1912, so it is certainly a very important part of our heritage in Devotional. It was badly damaged by a storm in 1992, with the south part of the T section and the outer end of the causeway being washed away. Following the storm, locals formed a committee and undertook the repairs. Many voluntary hours and donations of wood and other materials, plus some insurance money, allowed that to happen. Since then, the wharf has slowly decayed and became so unsafe that council closed it. And also the earthquake may have contributed to that. Now, a survey of the wharf was undertaken by council in 2012, and that identified damage to 12 piles, lots of cross bracing and also the steps. Now, this survey report is still available. Over recent years, there has been much talk in our community about repairing the wharf, with locals and visitors wanting to be able to use it again, especially for fishing by family groups. It's very popular to take your children down there and fish. It may also be used by a local tourist operator for access for their patrons to enjoy the rich history of nearby Anawi Peninsula. Our group has now formed a subcommittee to advance this project. On this subcommittee, we have some people who have been involved with wharf restoration work in Takamatua and Robinson's Bay. Some key players being Paul Devlin, one of the Christchurch City Council Ranger. He has been a great supporter and worker for those two wharf restoration jobs, and he's willing to help out again with us. Engineer Kevin Simcock has done a lot of engineering design work, and Lee Robinson, who was the man who really drove the Robinson's Bay restoration job. So far we have $4,400 available towards some costs. Members of our group and community members have offered skilled labour and donation of some materials to help save costs. Our group, being an incorporated society, could assist with other fundraising events and applications to charitable organisations for funds if needed. At this stage, we ask Council for its support for this project. Once we know the full financial implications, we'll be asking Council for Council assistance for financial help to complete the project. I believe that there is some money set aside in the 10-year plan, and we would ask that some of that money be made available sooner rather than later. Finally, we believe that any inaction by Council or our community will lead to us losing a very valuable historic, cultural and recreational asset. Thank you.
Thank you. We've had a number of types of these examples before where we've entered into a partnership with the local community. So I don't know whether this is one that is open to that, but we'll have to get some more information from staff around the costs and the timeframes and all of those sorts of things. But thank you very much for making the presentation today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Leanne Kerner